Hello students, my name is Ravi Miglani and I am a professor in AMSOM, the School of Management, and I offer this course. It's called Interdisciplinary Approach to Consumer Understanding. This course is intended to familiarize you with how to understand consumers at a psychological level and not just based on answers to questions. Many of you would have done courses in market research where we design surveys and ask questions on why do you do that or why do you use that brand. And as we have found that asking questions is not a very good way of understanding consumers at an emotional and brain and psychological level, because consumers give answers like if I ask you why do you drink Coca-Cola and not Pepsi, you will give me an answer that it tastes better or it has more sweetness or less sweetness and so on. But we know from a lot of research over the decades that these answers don't mean much. People don't drink Coca-Cola because it tastes sweeter. And we have also found through research that if I give people a Coca-Cola and a Pepsi in a blind test, like in a white glass without the packaging, without the brand name, most consumers cannot even make out the difference between a Coca-Cola and a Pepsi. So answers like it tastes better are not very useful answers. We need to go deeper into the consumer brain and understand. And for that, we have developed this course which goes beyond asking questions. So this course will be very useful for students who are majoring in marketing or psychology. We get many psychology students in this course because it helps to understand consumer psychology. The reason why, as I have said, it's not very useful to ask questions is because people either won't say why they do something or they can't say. They won't say because they don't know. We don't know why I drink Coca-Cola and not Pepsi. It's a subconscious choice, and I cannot answer that question. And I can't say because I've never thought of it. So if you give me a questionnaire, I'll give you an answer. But that answer will not reflect my true motivations for consuming a brand. And which is why we have developed this course which goes beyond traditional marketing research. And here we use 3 other disciplines, which is why the course is called Interdisciplinary Approach, because it goes beyond traditional marketing research. 1/3 of the course is about neuroscience and how neuroscience or the science of the brain helps us understand why consumers buy something or not buy something by reading their brains, so to say, in simple language. So neuroscience, or the discipline of neuromarketing, which has come out of neuroscience, helps us to understand why consumers do something by looking at their eye tracking or looking at the brain waves, using devices on their brain to see what kind of reactions are emerging in the consumer brain, which they might not be able to put it in words, but by reading the brain, I can understand how people are reacting to a particular brand or an advertisement. So that's about 1/3 of the course. The other third of the course is what we call ethnography. Ethnography is a methodology that came out of anthropology and sociology. It is to understand consumer behavior by watching consumers. So it's more like show rather than tell, because we reflect our true motivations in our behavior, but we might not be able to tell why we are doing that if asked with a questionnaire. And therefore ethnography is about observation. Here we observe consumers to see what is the real reason behind they doing something, watching an ad or liking an ad or consuming a brand. So that's the second 1/3 of the course. And the final 1/3 of the course is what is broadly known as behavioral economics, and more specifically we'll use a concept in behavioral economics called the nudge theory. The nudge theory is a theory about how to understand consumer choices by looking at their irrational brain, or what is sometimes in in this terminology called the system 1 brain, our emotional irrational brain rather than our rational brain. So this part of the course will look at how can we nudge consumers into making certain choices, buying certain brands, by nudging them, by appealing to their system 1 brain or emotional brain rather than formal brain. So these 3 modules put together, we hope will give you a better understanding of how consumers make choices and what's going on in their brain rather than what they say to us in response to surveys. I hope you'll find this course very exciting. It combines neuroscience and behavioral economics and anthropology and psychology into understanding consumers at a deep level. Do register for the course. If you want to know more, feel free to write to me at any time at this email ID, and I'll be happy to answer your questions or drop into my office to see me. Thank you.